On the receipt of my mother's picture out of Norfolk, The Gift of My Cousin Ann Bottom by William Cooper. Oh, that those lips had language! Life has passed with me but roughly since I heard thee last. Those lips are thine. Thy own sweet smiles I see, the same that oft in childhood solaced me. Voice only fails, else how distinct they say, "Grieve not, my child, chase all thy fears away." The meek intelligence of those dear eyes here shines on me, still the same. Blessed be the art that can immortalize, the art that baffles time's tyrannic claim to quench it. Faithful remembrance of one so dear, O welcome guest, though unexpected here, who biddest me honour with an artless song, affectionate, a mother lost so long. I will obey, not willingly alone, but gladly, as the precept were her own. And while that face renews my filial grief, fancy shall weave a charm for my relief, shall steep me in Alcyon reverie, a momentary dream that thou art she. My mother, when I learnt that thou wast dead, say, wast thou conscious of the tears I shed? Hovered thy spirit over thy sorrowing son? Wretch, even then, life's journey just begun. Perhaps thou gavest me, though unseen, a kiss, perhaps a tear, if souls can weep in bliss. Ah, that maternal smile! It answers, yes. I heard the bell tolled on thy burial day. I saw the hearse that bore thee slow away, and turning from a nursery window, drew a long, long sigh, and wept a last adieu. But was it such? It was. Where thou art gone, adieus and farewells are a sound unknown. May I but meet thee on that peaceful shore, the parting sound shall pass my lips no more. Thy maidens grieved themselves at my concern, oft gave me promise of a quick return. What ardently I wished, I long believed, and disappointed still, was still deceived. By disappointment every day beguiled, dupe of tomorrow, even from a child. Thus many a sad tomorrow came and went, till all my stock of infant sorrow spent, I learned at last submission to my lot. But though I less deplored thee, never forgot. Where once we dwelt, our name is heard no more. Children, not thine, have trod my nursery floor. And where the gardener Robin, day by day, drew me to school along the public way, delighted with my bauble coach, and wrapped in scarlet mantle warm and velvet capped, 'tis now become a history little known, that once we called the pastoral house our own. Short-lived possession, but the record fair, that memory keeps of all thy kindness there, still outlives many a storm that has effaced a thousand other themes less deeply traced, thy nightly visits to my chambermaid, that thou mightest know me safe and warmly laid. Thy morning bounties, ere I left my home, the biscuit or confectionery plum, the fragrant waters on my cheek bestowed, by thy own hand, till fresh they shone and glowed, all this, and more endearing still than all, thy constant flow of love, that knew no fall, never roughened by those cataracts and breaks, that humour interposed too often makes. All this, still legible in memory's page, and still to be so to my latest age, adds joy to duty, makes me glad to pay such honours to thee as my numbers may. Perhaps a frail memorial, but sincere, not scorned in heaven, though little noticed here. Could time, his flight reversed, restore the hours, when playing with thy vesture's tissued flowers, the violet, the pink, and jessamine, I pricked them into paper with a pin, and thou wast happier than myself the while, wouldst softly speak and stroke my head and smile? Could those few pleasant hours again appear? Might one wish bring them, would I wish them here? I would not trust my heart, the dear delight seems so to be desired. Perhaps I might, but no. What here we call our life is such, so little to be loved, and thou so much, that I should ill requite thee to constrain thy unbound spirit into bonds again. Thou, as a gallant bark from Albion's coast, the storms all weathered and the ocean crossed, shoots into port at some well-havened isle, where spices breathe and brighter seasons smile. There sits quiescent on the floods that show her beauteous form reflected clear below, while airs impregnated with incense play around her, fanning light her streamers gay. So thou, with sails how swift hast reached the shore, where tempests never beat nor billows roar, and thy loved consort, on the dangerous tide of life, long since has anchored at thy side. But me, scarce hoping to attain that rest, always from port withheld, always distressed, me, howling winds drive, devious tempests tossed, sails ripped, seams opening wide and compass lost. And day by day some current's thwarting force sets me more distant from a prosperous course. But oh, the thought that thou art safe, and he, that thought is joy, arrive what may to me. My boast is not that I deduce my birth from lions enthroned and rulers of the earth, but higher, far may proud pretensions rise, the son of parents passed into the skies. And now, farewell. Time unrevoked has run his wonted course, yet what I wished is done. By contemplation's help, not sought in vain, I seem to have lived my childhood over again, to have renewed the joys that once were mine, without the sin of violating thine. And while the wings of fancy still are free, and I can view this mimic show of thee, time has but half succeeded in his theft, thyself removed, thy power to soothe me.